Lionel trains for Halloween on this episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. Hello again, this is Mike with a slightly spooky episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. In the United States, the celebration of Halloween has grown in recent decades, from children's trick-or-treating and adult costume parties on October 31st to a sometimes month-long celebration featuring extravagant outdoor and indoor decorations. In fact, consumer spending on the Halloween season has boomed to the point that Americans on average now spend more on Halloween decorations and festivities than any other non-gift-giving holiday. Step aside, Super Bowl, the Great Pumpkin has arrived. And with it, we now have toy trains not just circling the Christmas tree, but featuring prominently in spooky Halloween village displays as well. But you don't have to spend a lot to add a Halloween train to your roster. Here are some tips to make a Halloween-themed consist of your own, and to look at some of the ways that Lionel has, intentionally or unintentionally, created products associated with the festivities as well. So let's start with some common black number 6462 gondolas. These post-war classics are ubiquitous and cheap. My collection keeps growing as they frequently appear in the cheap rolling stock lots that I purchase on auction sites. Add a few pumpkin decorations from the local Dollar Tree and presto, festive fall rolling stock. Last year I found some glow-in-the-dark skeletons and LED pumpkin lights at a local box store. See the video link in the upper right of the video. This year I put these in a pair of Lionel Scout gondolas. The coupler on one of these gonds has been modified to mate with standard Lionel couplers. For the strand of lights, I just dropped the whole strand into the gondola. Nothing fancy this year. I wanted the skeletons to look like they were trying to climb out of the gondola, so to secure them in place, I cut several wooden toothpicks to match the inside width of the car. Then I impaled my poor skeletons onto the toothpicks in pairs. I secured the ends of the toothpicks with a dab of poster mounting putty, and there they are. Then I filled up the interior space with an appropriate load. Next, I completed the orange and black theme with more cheap cars. 2 Scout and 1 Semi-Scout orange Baby Ruth boxcar. Cheap but effective. And some spooky sounds from a Bluetooth speaker, like the classic Disney Halloween sound effects record, and you're all set. Sorry, I can't play a sample on the video or I'll get a copyright strike. For motive power, I considered just a plain black Scout steamer. Then I thought about my Lionel MPC orange and black Rio Grande GP7 set. But then it hit me. K-Line Southern Pacific Black Widow FAs. The color is right. The size matches the O27 rolling stock, and what is spookier than Black Widows? For the end, I just went with the standard Scout caboose. My only orange caboose is a large Lionel bay window, which I didn't think looked right with these cars. Plus, the last cars have Scout couplers, so I just went with the matching caboose. If I was committed to a more permanent Halloween train, I might repaint one or more of these inexpensive cars. How about glow-in-the-dark? Then you are ready to roll with a one-of-a-kind set, and you have cash left to spend another day on another train. But some of us are not as crafty or creative, or maybe we just want to go the store-bought route to save time. Well, let's look at 6 examples of Lionel sets that would be great for trick-or-treating. Our first Lionel Halloween train was never really intended to celebrate the holiday at all. In 1960, Lionel produced a special train set exclusively for Sears stores, led by the number 1882 steamer, a version of the 440 General steamer that had been cataloged since 1959. This set was different, not only because of the unique number of the locomotive, but because the typical black and red colors of most General locomotives was replaced by black and orange, traditional Halloween colors. This set is sought after by collectors not only because of its limited production and unique colors, but also because the plastic detail parts on the General locomotives were fragile and easily damaged. Finding an original so-called Halloween General in good condition is not an easy task today, and collector prices are correspondingly high. Oh, and fakes do exist, so buyer beware. Because of the high collector interest, Lionel reissued the set several times in limited quantities over the years, including a number 1031 Lion Chief version that now includes Halloween-themed decorations. 2 decades later, Lionel MPC put their toe in the Halloween set water, sort of, with the Black Cave Flyer set of 1982. While the word Halloween never appears anywhere on the set box or contents, it's clear that this set was designed to be spooky. Behind the DC-powered number 8121 040 steamer with glow-in-the-dark details came a slope-back tender, an Acme Explosives Company Scout-derived boxcar, an undecorated gondola car, and an SP-type caboose with the Black Cave Flyer markings. Glow-in-the-dark stickers were included for the owner to apply on the gondola car to spell out danger. But what made this train so spooky was not so much the glow-in-the-dark effects, but the included accessories. A vinyl playmat would be positioned under the oval of track with images of spooky swamps and slimy things. Also, a cardboard cutout provided a scary tunnel where bats and unidentified monsters lurked in the dark. Today, individual set pieces can be found pretty cheaply and easily, but finding the complete set, along with the playmat and the cardboard scenery, can be quite a challenge. If you can find one in good condition, the Black Cave Flyer and its oval of track can serve as an appropriate tabletop centerpiece for Halloween tricks and treats. And what works better in a Halloween display than the famous train from one of the biggest film franchises in history? It's the Hogwarts Express from the Harry Potter film series. And yes, the Potter films do talk about much more than Halloween, but what holiday fits better with the stories of witches and wizards and dark lords and magical creatures of all kinds? Lionel made several versions of the set over the years, from conventional control to Bluetooth 5.0, and all represented the UK prototype train featured in the film, and additional cars and accessories were produced as well. They also produced several battery-powered versions, so buyer beware on eBay. Make sure you're getting the right train. The Hogwarts Express, in addition to providing an air of Halloween to your layout, also provides a bit of European spice to an otherwise North American-themed railroad. Later in the new century, Lionel produced another neat set, a conventional control outfit specifically for Halloween, in the form of the number 633056 Halloween train set, last cataloged in 2010, and also known as the Transylvania Express. Behind the traditional 442 steamer with Transylvania markings, this fun set features a vampire and mummy animated gondola car, as well as a boxcar that generated spooky sounds to set the mood. Spooky, but not too scary, providing lots of play value for a basic set. This set also coordinated very well with many separate sale Transylvania Railroad items that Lionel had produced earlier in the 2000s. For those whose tastes lean more towards trick-or-treat and pumpkin patches than blood and gore, Lionel produced the Peanuts Halloween 242 Lion Chief set in 2016, combining classic American comics with classic American trains. Led by a traditional 242 steamer with Lion Chief control, this set featured Charlie Brown, Linus, and the Peanuts gang, and additional cars and accessories were also produced to complete a whole Peanuts-themed display. Another neat and not too spooky set was the Mystery Machine FT Lion Chief set, celebrating the characters of the popular Scooby-Doo cartoon series. This set featured an FT diesel decorated like the iconic Mystery Machine van used by Scooby and the crew. An animated gondola car featured Scooby and Shaggy being chased by a zombie. The set also featured a Scooby Snacks boxcar and an appropriately decorated caboose. The set was last cataloged in 2018. And we arrive at the end of the line of our featured sets with Lionel's End of the Line Express set, which was also last cataloged in 2018. This set is interesting not only for its glow-in-the-dark details on the RS3 diesel and cars, much like the Black Cave Flyer set from the 80s, but also for the unusual orange fast track that was also used for Lionel's Hot Wheels set. The Lion Chief-equipped diesel pulls a spooky version of the horse transport car, plus a tank car and caboose. I hope this video has inspired you to not only run trains around the Christmas tree, but around the candy bowl or jack-o'-lantern as well. After all, we can always use more excuses to run trains, right? Please tell your friends, neighbors, and YouTube that you like the video by giving us a like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment about your favorite holiday trains. Does anyone use trains to decorate for Valentine's Day? Let us know. Whatever holiday you celebrate, keep the trains running, and we'll catch you next time on Toy Train Tips and Tricks.